Okay, I think we are live. Let me double check. Hello, this is Nadia Touch. Before we jump into the conversation, today we're going to talk about how to exercise during holidays. Woohoo! Sure, let me know where you are watching from. Are you live? Are you in recording? And I'm going to double check through my social media post. Okay, let me see if I'm here. Yes, I am. Awesome. Okay, let's jump into the conversation. And I'm going to post in the comments the link as well as it is on the description. Good afternoon. My name is Nadia Touch, and I'm virtual health, life, and fitness coach. And I help professional women over 40 who are looking for balance in their health and life, for strength in their bodies and lives, to find that through a transformation of mindset, nutrition, and fitness, one habit at a time, so we can finally enjoy the life and do what we love. Okay, and today we're going to talk about one of those aspects is exercise. Not just exercise, but during the holidays, not just really holidays, but during the times that are out of normal days. Those days where it's not according to your plan. And how do we deal in our nutrition? How do we deal with our mindset, staying solid and strong? And how do we deal with our movement? We often put this exercise thing on a later list, isn't it? Or I'll do it when I come back from work or tomorrow, and often doesn't get done. And we don't prioritize exercise as much as we want to. I was going to say should. Yes, we should as well. With nutrition, it's slightly different, isn't it? Because we've got to eat somehow, sometimes. So if you don't eat, you just can't, you will eat. So we just don't put movement in the same priority shelf as eating. I'm not saying nutrition, just eating, period, because you will have to eat whatever it is. But with movement, we often just don't even move. And let's talk about how to find a way to bring movement, exercise, however you want to call it, but getting our body into motion in the days that are out of norm, and holidays are coming. So let's talk about them. And by the way, in the description and in the comments, you have a link to upcoming events. We have virtual gratitude tea this Wednesday at 4 Central Time. It's coachingbynadia.com/events. You will see the link in there. And we have a conversation on nutrition around holidays, or how to not overeat. And again, it's for holidays, but also can be used any time of your life. So go ahead and please schedule, register yourself. The webinar on how to not overeat is going to be this Saturday. So the time is running out. Join us. So when I was looking into, okay, what do we have this upcoming holidays? What do we normally get around holidays? Or around any not according to our scheduled days? Well, here you go. It's not according to our schedule. So the time it can be slightly off when I wake up, when I do what, and exercising. So the schedule is off the norm. What else can be off the norm? Well, maybe we can get a little more busy. Interesting enough, isn't it? We have more days off, or for some of us, but we get busy here, depending on what time of the year. Around holidays, we're traveling, we're looking for gifts, and doing all sorts of things, summarizing, finishing our year. And oh yes, speaking of food, what do we do in those days where we actually have access to foods? We eat too much. We overeat. In fact, we eat not just too much, we eat more than we need, but we eat more of the calories that the body doesn't need. We eat sweets. We eat a lot of combinations with foods. We don't eat as healthy and fresh as we might do in our regular days, isn't it? By the way, please leave in the comments if you feel that this is actually resonating with you. Maybe I'm missing something. I'd love this to be conversations rather than me just talking. So if there's something in your mind that you feel I'm missing, please let me know in the comments. Okay, sure. What else can be different around those holidays and out of normal scheduled days? And let's talk today. On Saturday, we're going to talk about nutrition. So please register for the webinar, How to Not Overeat. Great technique. 3x3, I'm going to call it 3x3 step, because we're going to talk about from the bigger picture and from the little gritty detail, what you do before, during the meal, and after. And during the meal, we're going to mentally walk through the whole process of you choosing, eating, stopping, what to do, and actually how to stop and when you do after you stop. So that process can be used for anything in your life, but especially nutrition. So we call it as a mindful eating process as well. So please go ahead and schedule coachingbynadia.com/events. Okay. So here's how I'd like to break the movement aspect. So let's look at what do we normally do as our non-negotiable. And again, we know that the schedule will be different. We know that our normal activities will be compromised. So I also want to make sure that there are some non-negotiables for me, okay, in movement. I also know that I will have to still keep my body moving. So what is your normal way of incorporating exercise? For example, for me, oh my goodness, that will be 5 days a week, maybe 6. 3 days is strength training, and 3 days is outdoor, whether it's walking or running, but being outdoor, moving my feet forward. So that is mine, and that is very non-negotiable. What I negotiate is when I do it, how long I do it, and I may actually say, hey, day number 6 can be off. I give myself to choose one freedom day if I decide not to do it. So it will be just 5 total. But other than that, it's non-negotiable. Okay, so what is your non-negotiable? And let's stick to that non-negotiable during the holidays. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, then let's look at actually plan. Everything is about mental, intentional preparation. When we don't mentally prepare, that's where it's easy to fall off the track because we don't even know where we're going. When I know my plan, I'm mentally prepared, it's easy actually to get off the rail, but still hold on the train so I don't fall off the track. Or take a little detour. So what can be the detour? I'm just gonna tell you now, I'm just not going to eat as fresh as I normally do. So the nutritional aspect may be not as rich, and the calorie numbers of calories might be quite high. So I'm going to consume more calories than I normally do during the holidays. What do I do about that? Who has an answer? If I consume more calories, what do I do with those calories? Burn them. How do we burn those calories? Move. Movement is a way to burn the calories we consume. In fact, this is amazing. So if you know that you're going to have a feast on Thursday, our Thanksgiving is Thursday, what can we do around that feast time for movement? And I'm going to start actually with the morning. We may go for a walk to get the body in motion, to get the blood flow going, some calories burning, but really getting the metabolism up so the body is actually prepared to burn those calories. And what I also can do in that day, if this is a part of my non-negotiable, or I can do it the day after, probably not the evening off, right? I can incorporate my non-negotiable strength training and cardio. So in fact, on the Thanksgiving morning, I intentionally signed up for 5K, whether we walk or run. Right now, it doesn't matter as long as we move, okay? So with that said, one of the best way to burn those calories is lifting your heart rate, is to stay in the zone around between 2 and 3. So when you running or brisk walking, you are not supposed to have a conversation like long sentences. You only can answer in short 2-3 word sentences. That's where your heart rate stays between zone 2 and 3. Okay, I would actually say close to 3. That zone burns your calories more than anything. Okay, as well as we're burning the right calories. If we're consuming enough protein, we're doing the right things, we are burning fat. So cardio is really important around the days we consume a lot of calories. And with that, the strength and resistance training, I'm going to include full body. In fact, one of the easiest ways is to find an online way to exercise because we're busy. The schedule is off the norm. Will I have time to go to the gym or do some kind of additional activity? Probably not. If yes, amazing. And there's so many online opportunities. That's what we do. That's what I teach. I teach fitness online. You can join our group. Oh, in fact, right after Thanksgiving, we have our after Thanksgiving calorie burn here on Zoom at 9 a.m. What we're going to do, and this is also a key to really incorporate as many muscle groups as possible in the limited number of, in the shortest time frame. So we are going to incorporate integrative movement in the way of functional training. So functional movement is basically helping your body strength in your daily life. And so if you include the full body, I'm looking at my notes, full body workout with the weight bearing exercise or resistance training, it's something that will help your muscles to get a little tired during the workout and really incorporate, and again, the full body workout. I'm not talking about lifting dumbbells and a bicep curl or sitting on the machine and doing leg presses. Those are great, but if you want to burn the calories we consumed the day before, please cardio and full body strength training workout. Other workouts, like you probably heard, HIIT workout, circuit workout. You can even have like a medium impact. In fact, we teach medium impact workout as well, or a yoga with a strength and cardio. I call it warrior scalp workout. Okay. Also, if you look about, okay, what can I do in terms of cardio? Maybe I can't walk or run long distances or jog. Consider biking or, I don't know, swimming. Somebody who likes playing soccer or football, boxing, kickboxing, who loves that, or tennis. So really also what you enjoy doing in the way to lift your heart rate. Okay, so other activities, just as an additional thought, what you can do is after the feast day, you can just take a light walk. Maybe you can go for a walk and look for some holiday lights. That will be good. In fact, it's recommended to walk for about 10-15 minutes right after the meal. Or maybe you can create like a dance party or hit the ice ring and get some calories burning in there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here are some options and variations on our menu to burn those calories around the holidays, or in fact any days that are out of our normal schedule. So number one, the most important is being intentional in planning. And what do you do before? You can go for a walk. You can even take an exercise. For example, in my case, 5K in the morning of Thanksgiving. What do you do after? During the feast, we're going to talk about how to not overeat on Saturday. So please go ahead and register through coachingbynadia.com/events. But during, also go for a short but walk to look at the holiday lights. And the day after, hit it. Burn those calories, get your full body resistance training, get your cardio, burn those calories that you consume. If nothing else, that's the concept. As much as you eat extra, burn that extra. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we go, let me know what spoke to you. Maybe you already have a plan what you are going to do in this particular upcoming holidays. And I think I'm going to give us an update, most likely starting next week. Our Facebook Lives are moving from all the way to Monday to all the way to Friday. So you can enjoy those videos during the weekend as well if you're watching in recording. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Again, this was Nadia Touch, and let me know how this conversation was for you in the chat, and I'll see you in the community.